All right, everyone. Welcome to episode 6 of the Evolutionary Instinct Podcast. I'm here with my co-host Felipe Daza, here with another episode. Felipe, you know, introduce yourself to the audience, brother. Introduce the topic of today's podcast episode. Let's jump into it, man.
Yeah, my name is Felipe. I'm here about to guys talk about today about abundance and
Yes.
having options in life and how, really being in abundance like changes the way you act, the way you see things. It's like you have like different eyes, like whenever, whatever you're going through, whether you're in a relationship with friends, maybe a significant other, when you want to go out, have fun, make business, create different opportunities for you, like being in abundance it's something very, very important. And is that something that even if like you not necessarily are in abundance right now, you can actually tap into right now. And so we're gonna go over about how you can do that, what it is like to like really be in abundance and operate there, like kind of the difference of like maybe where people are right now, like they don't feel like they're in abundance. They're like, in this world where like they're holding everything so tight and they just can't welcome new things in their life and have that power. And like whether it's a relationship, they maybe they fall in love too quickly with a girl because
Yeah.
you know after months, a girl finally give them attention, and they don't have abundance. They don't have other options, so they just kind of desperately trying to grab whatever is thrown at them in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how that might affect you later on in life, and like how can you really move to abundance? We want to start with that. What do you think? And I want to start with you, asking you like, I'm sure in your life there's been times where like you're like shit, like like you felt needy or
Yeah.
like you felt scared, like there's like this fear within you because you're in abundance and it affected the way you were like with other people. How's that been
Yeah.
in your how did you tap into maybe more abundant life?
That's a great question. I love this topic, true abundance and having options in life, because any person we see that's truly, in abundance, they have a calmness to them. You see, people that are living in scarcity, when they have a lack of money, when they have a lack of women or meaningful relationships in their life, when they have a lack of friends, when there's a lack of anything, people are kind of on edge. They're kind of like scared or jittery, and so you can really much see this, especially for guys that have, for example, a lack of women in their life or a lack of women that are interested in them, right? They have a needy vibe to them. They have a desperate vibe to them. And that's very, very off-putting for a woman. Any guy who's needy, any guy who looks like the other girls are not into him, that guy is very, very repulsive. Now you can flip it the other way, where you have a guy who's attractive to many women are into this man. That guy is very attractive, actually, because he is desired by many people, right? Why is that attractive? Because he is the prize. He or she who is prized and desired by many will be attractive and will, have value because it's scarce, at least in their perception, somebody like this, having someone like this, right? So I would say abundance comes down to having options and it's completely related. If someone has an abundance of women in their life, they're going to be calm. They're not going to be desperate. If they have an abundance of money in their life, and we can get into specific examples because off camera we're actually talking about some of these things, and that's why it's today's topic is it's so important. I believe that scarcity is actually an illusion in life. There is no such thing as scarcity in on planet Earth, actually. They try to make you believe there is, like, oh, like deforestation, all this stuff. But I this is my personal view, and I think that you chop off one tree, another tree will grow. Nature is abundant, okay? There's enough food on the planet to feed everybody. Why isn't everybody fed, right? There's an abundance of all things. The problem becomes the mind, okay? Because the mind chooses to focus on the positive or chooses to focus on abundance or scarcity. Now it's very easy. Oh, okay, so what? I just think of abundance and I get there? No. You instead of focusing on what you don't have, the number one step I would recommend to anybody, Felipe, towards getting on the path of abundance, let's just say in money, for example, is to A, recognize what you do have, you
Right.
see, because the mind likes to always go wherever there's lack, wherever there's lacking something. Instead, begin to practice gratitude. That's the first thing I do in the morning when I get up, right? And it puts me in a very good state. And all of life is different states you're in. So if you can master your own state, you can master the results you get in life. So part of my process in the morning that puts me in a very good state is gratitude. I have gratitude subliminals that I put on, and the subliminals are affirmations of gratitude that go through my mind. Sometimes I just state it out loud. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for, this condo I live in. I'm grateful for my partner. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my friends, and I'm grateful for all the success I'm going to have. I'm grateful for the fact that I'm here in a safe country. I'm grateful for the fact that I'm, healthy and I'm wealthy and I have such strong, solid friends, right? When you're grateful for these things, it draws more and more of those good things to you because your mind is tuned in on the good things. And you begin to see opportunities. You begin to see the positive. Your reticular activation system focuses on the positive instead of the negative, right? Any thoughts on that, Felipe? Because I can see you.
I was actually like in my throat, I was like
Yeah,
hoping you would say, I was like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
particular activation system,
Yeah, the
right?
RAS,
Yeah,
baby.
the IRS, which is like that thing in your brain that focuses on whether opportunities or maybe lack of opportunity. That's why,
Mhm.
like, a lot of times, like, you think you're in a situation where, like, oh my God, it's like, you feel like it's like literally your body, like biologically, you feel like it's the end of the world
Yeah,
because your brain is so focused on the lack of something. You're like, what am I supposed to do? I don't want to let go. Maybe, you don't want to let go of that. I've seen it so many times where, like, you see people in like these relationships where like they should just end it, but they're just in such a like lack of, they're like so scared of like letting go because if they let go, like they feel like they don't have anything else, so they just kind of stay there as like as a way to just stay like comfort themselves in the fact that they don't have more out there, and it's really really sad. And not having the ability of options and abundance also affects like friendships. I've seen it like with girls, really stupid, right? Really stupid. Like I hate, that's the worst,
yeah.
when like you go out with your boys and like you're talking to a girl and like you're all fighting for the same girl, like you're like insulting each other, like trying to make each other look bad, trying to compete for a girl. It's like,
It's
why
so sad when you see that amongst men. Like
it is so
we're talking about some streamers that like literally had that. Or maybe we won't even
yeah.
mention names, but it's pathetic. There's so many beta, weak streamers that have all this clout, but they have no character. They might have money, but they have no actual character value because the women will tell you everything. How the woman is around a man will tell you everything you need to know as the type of man that person is. Okay, because a woman will conduct herself differently around a man that's truly dominant, that's truly successful, that truly has value in his character. She's gonna really conduct herself well versus a man that she has no respect for and is there to just use, right? So it's so sad when you see guys fighting over girls, when you see guys taking on the side of the girl and making their boy seem bad. It's
Yeah,
just so pathetic
dude, it is
and it's
so
weak,
sad.
bro. You know? Like one of
Sad.
the things that we operate from, me and you, Felipe, and our brotherhood, like and the people that we know, bro, we never fight for a girl. If you talk to the girl first, that's your target. He who opens the set chooses a target. Hey,
I'll
bro,
let
were
her
you going
choose
for that
because
girl?
I might let her choose if she like went talk to the
Yeah,
me
exactly.
she's feeling you. All right,
It
like
happens all the time.
roll
Yeah,
her
like
naked,
me
bro.
and my wing, right? Might open a girl and the girl I'm talking to, might be into my friend and the girl my friend is talking to might be into me. And we see the basic logic and like, hey bro, like I think she's into me and she's okay, cool, let's do a switch. And then boom, you switch around and now your wing is talking to the girl that's into him and you're talking to the girl that's into you, right? You have an incredible night, right? Or it could be, it just goes back to like having options, bro. You're not desperate. You know what I mean? And the most sad thing is like again, guys fighting over women. And these are guys that lack a code, you see? And I think you and I have talked about this before on a previous episode where having a code as a man is so important, a code of conduct, right? Like how do you conduct yourself as a fucking man? Your
Yep.
thoughts, your words, your actions. Okay? Um, one of the code, like part of the code that we have is it's a code of honor, respect, and loyalty to your brothers. You see? We will never, ever betray a brother for a woman. That's the last thing that will ever happen here. Okay? Because women come and go, but what stays are lifelong friendships and deep value exchange that happens between you and your brother and the lifelong, brotherhood that you have with them, lifelong friendship that you have with your friend. That means everything because, bro, like my best friend of 10 years, for example, Justin, bro, we've seen so many girls come and go from our lives. He's seen my girl, my ex girls come and go. I've seen his girls come and go, right? So like these friendships last forever, and I've been there through thick and thin for him, and he's been there through thick and thin for me, and we always got each other's backs. Because if you have a solid brotherhood behind your back, bro, you're unstoppable. And all I truly care about is the opinion of my friends and my tribe and my close circle. Okay? That's the only opinion you should truly give a fuck about. Are you a leader? Are you growing in your group? Are you, inspiring your group? That's what's important. At the end of the day, random motherfuckers online that have shit to say, it really doesn't mean anything. Okay? It really doesn't mean it. If anything, please comment on my shit. Please hate on me so you can work the algo in my favor. You see? And so so you begin to not be affected because you have choice. The people that are so on edge are people that don't have choice. They don't have friends, they don't have money, they don't have these things, right? But once you begin to focus on the things that you do have, A, and B, acquiring knowledge on how you can get more of these things like money, like women, like opportunities, right? You begin to see, holy shit, like my mind for some reason was like locked into this negative way of thinking where I could only see lack. But in reality, there's so much opportunity. I can't believe I was thinking like that for so long. Then you have a realization that
Oh,
flips.
and it's a beautiful thing too, because like
Yeah,
it really improves your relationships with everybody, dude.
it
Like,
does, bro.
you know what I'm saying? Like I've gone out with dates with girls or like talk to girls where like we go out to like maybe like just some grocery, like we'll literally go to like grocery store to maybe buy some like snacks or something. And I'm
Yeah.
literally, hey, go buy whatever you want. And they're like, dude, they're shocked. Like some of the, they're like, whoa, really? Like they've
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
lives and like they're so shocked. So they're like, and honestly, it will help you. And I get it, if you're a guy right now, maybe you're struggling like, economically, which if that's true, then maybe it tells you where you should put your priority at. Like, like work
Mm-hmm.
on yourself so that you can give more. You know what I'm saying? So you can do things like that. Take her out and think about like $20 and stress about it. It's
Yep.
not only that, but like, I've had friends who unfortunately like, try to make plans with them and it's impossible because they're just like so worried about the $20
Mm-hmm.
gonna lose or whatever, even though it's gonna sit on their bank account doing nothing, or they're gonna spend it on some dumb shit later on. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
It doesn't
Literally.
allow them to be in the present moment and just enjoy the experience of life and have fun. You know what I'm saying? And like actually,
100%.
I think money doesn't matter. Like it matters, but it doesn't matter because there's more important things. So you should make a lot of money so that it doesn't matter. So it doesn't get on the way of you in your relationships, right? So you don't have to fight over your friend over like, wow, like the $20 that he has, you got him food, or like you're like, you owe me $20 or whatever. Like you don't care. You just want to give. You're like, whatever, I'll make that money back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like you're comfortable, you just want to give. And naturally, when you have a healthy relationship with someone, you're both are gonna give to each other, right? It's not just give, 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 but
Yep.
like naturally, like it's not, and you shouldn't give expecting something, but never gives without expecting something back. Like you should generally just give because you want to give, right?
Yes.
A lot of people give and they're always like expecting back or like holding at that against someone else. Like, oh, I'm gonna do that for him so he one time so that next time he does that for me, like, no, just give because you genuinely want to give, even if you're never gonna get anything back. And
Exactly.
you have a healthy relationship with someone, they should naturally want to give
Mm-hmm.
back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a friend and he has helped me counter of times. Like,
Yeah.
out of
Those are the
my
best friendships, by the way. The people
right?
that just get it. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
literally, if he was to add, like, if I have the time, right? If like generally, like, I have the time to do it. Like, if he was to ask me for a favor, I like generally, my morals, my values, I generally have like, I cannot say no. Like, I'm like, I want to say yes. He's given me so much. Like, how can I not give back to him? So
Mm-hmm.
naturally, I want to give back to him. And that's a healthy relationship that you can do. And it's not only just with friendships, but maybe with your loved one, right? Like, you want to give right now.
Yeah.
There's different ways that you can give, not just monetarily. I'm saying if you have not a significant other,
Yeah.
but that's a beautiful thing. And it
It
just being
really
in
is.
that abundance. And that's why, like, maybe when going out, like, also, like, you're like, I don't have abundance of girls. Well, just act like you do. And maybe,
Mm-hmm.
like, love yourself. And something you can have when you are in the present moment, you have abundance of fresh air. You get how awesome it is that you
True.
can just breathe endlessly right now, basically, right? Like you're free to laugh as much as you want right now. What's
Unlimited oxygen, baby.
yeah,
Never
unlimited
ending.
jokes, right? Unlimited jokes,
Hell yeah.
laugh
Yes.
so much. You go out and have fun, and you're just sharing that with people. And guess what that's gonna do for you? Wow, create options, different friends, different opportunities because you're just so fun and you're sharing that with other people
Yes.
actually giving you opportunities. And then you're gonna see, whoa, that could happen or that could happen. And then you generally just want to talk to so many people, you create different opportunities for yourself. And then you see more opportunities. And it's like absolutely insane. All because you just wanted to give, right? You
Hmm.
tap into that like abundance from just giving, right?
Absolutely.
It's really crazy like how that works, like how you start seeing the world differently. And like sometimes you have to snap out. That's why meditation is really good. Like I've had it where like
Essential, bro. Yeah.
logically, like when something happens or like you lose something, like your brain actually goes like, right? But
Yeah.
you're like, okay, it's actually not bad. You gotta like reframe, like you gotta train yourself to reframe. Like, no, 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 no. Like, why am I tripping? Like, there's abundance. Like when it comes to business, I'm like, no, whoa, there's abundance. Like, even if I lost a client or whatever, like, there's more out there. There's so much money out. It's ridiculous. When you start making more money, you realize there's people who's making even more money than you, and you're like, whoa, like there's so much money out there to be made. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, me when like, I went to meet Alex Hermosi at the event and met other entrepreneurs who are making a lot of money. It's just crazy. Like you start talking and surrounding yourself around these people, and you're just like, oh my God. Like you're just kind of like, wow, like there's so many ways to make money, so much money out there, so many different options.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. And even just with girls too, like, dude, I go everywhere, like grocery store, gym, everywhere, and I get
Abundance, baby.
there's so
That's
many
all it is.
beautiful girls out
Yeah.
there. So stop like getting attached to just like, like just one thing. Like let go. Like
Even
there's
when you mentioned, right, when you went to this high level mastermind with Alex Hormozy, their circle, right, you were around a bunch of fucking winners. You show up
yeah,
as a winner yourself. You see this other person making 10, 20K a month, 30K a month, 40K a month, 50K a month, and you see a room full of motherfuckers that are winners, right? And you're seeing abundance firsthand. Because if you're just a guy that's listening to this podcast, maybe you see a guy getting rich from affiliate marketing, getting rich through starting an online community, drop shipping, whatever, right? SMMA, there's so many ways to get wealthy online. And you think that, oh, like if I'm lucky, I can be one of those few people that can actually make it. Motherfucker, there's so many people that are making it. You just are not one of them. And you think that there's few of them. There's a lot of them out there. And you can be one of them too. It's just, where are you hanging out? Who are the people around you? The reason why your mindset's so shit is because the people around you are all thinking in scarcity. They're all afraid to take risk, right? And
right,
the way you attain abundance is by taking risks. Every entrepreneur takes massive risk. Every guy that approaches a girl takes risk, right?
right.
Maybe the
High
boyfriend
risk,
is
high
there,
reward. That's how I like to think about it. I'm like
but
high risk.
that's what makes it worthwhile. The fact that you took the risk and that actually makes you attractive too, right?
Yes.
I have many clients, many guys that I'm helping overcome social anxiety, build their confidence, build their relationships, attract their dream partner. And one of the guys that I was talking to literally said, "Bro, I approached a super attractive like Ukrainian girl. She's so fine. And when I approached her, bro, like she literally liked me because of the fact that I was confident in my approach." AKA, he demonstrated successful risk taker in his confidence, in the way he talked, in the fact that he just went for it, right? And sometimes it's funny because you think the attractive girl, this is it's kind of like the paradox. These super attractive girls, yes, there's a lot of people approaching them, but at the same time, in certain places, there's everyone intimidated by them and nobody's approaching them
Yep.
almost. You know
Yep.
what I mean? There's also that side too, which is really
There, it's
interesting.
like, yep.
Yeah, yeah, there's two. They either get approached a lot or they don't get approached because they're so fine. Everyone's intimidated by them, which is hilarious to me. To be intimidated by a girl, like get out of here, bro.
It's crazy
You
though,
know what I
because
mean?
those bro, I think at
Yeah,
times, funny enough, the hotter girls sometimes are easier to like game because
yeah,
like the hotter girl's already hot and maybe she's already experienced
yeah,
other hot men. So like they generally just want a confident, funny guy. Like
yeah,
literally, like
yeah.
they want these of fresh air because they're already hot. So like what I'm saying, they don't really
They
care
already
much,
have guys wanting to buy them shit left and
right?
right. They already
Right? They
have
don't really
guys trying
care
to
about that
buy their
shit.
love. You don't
They
buy
just
it.
want someone who's confident and makes them
Yeah,
like laugh. Like they're literally
exactly.
bored probably. Like sometimes they're like easier. Cause like I get like girls who are like less attractive in a way, sometimes they do want like the hot guy because they've never had that. But these
Hmm.
really hot girls, maybe they already had that so many times. They just want like like that's why a lot of times I think you see like those like really hot girls with like a guy who's not that attractive, but maybe he's really funny. You know what I'm saying?
He's
You're like, oh,
funny, or he's an artist, or he
yeah,
makes
he
her
just has
feel a
some
variety of
a
emotion.
character.
Yeah, he's got character. And you know what it is? The common thing that they all have, these guys that get girls, they all make the girl feel a variety of emotions. Okay? The artist, I've seen guys make girls cry from how good they can play music, right? Put her through a whole series of emotions through his art, through singing, through music, through painting. That's the artist archetype. Now, you can get girls simply by being a really fun guy that makes them laugh. the guy that's making them feel all these emotions. We all know the guy that makes her laugh is going to get her, right? Or you can also be a guy who's a very good storyteller. You're telling a story of how you were in the fucking desert in Peru and you were skydiving and you were going and you saw a UFO fly by and you're like, what the fuck, bro? That was the first UFO I've ever seen. Did you know there's a lot of UFOs in Peru? Oh, yeah, I saw one firsthand. And you're telling this random story, but it's fun because you're so super into it and you're all about it. And, you talk about this bracelet that you got, which you were fucking, you were on a dune buggy in the sands running around. You found this street seller that gave you this thing as you were on vacation, some exotic location. And your story, it's so enthusiastic. You have an item to go with it. As you're telling it, you're captivating the girl. Oh my God, what was that like? I've always wanted to know. Let me show you some pictures. Boom, you pull out your phone. This is where it was. And she's like, oh my God. And she's like pulled into your world, right? She thinks if I come get to know this guy more, maybe I'll get to experience some of these things, or maybe I'll get to know how I can get involved in these things, right? So the guy that's making her feel a variety of emotions, bro, he's gonna get her. And you never change her mind, you change her mood. That's how you change a woman's mind, by changing her mood because they're so emotional. Often, even I hear from my own girl and many girls, I just want to feel good. I just want like girls just want to feel good, right? So the way you change the way they think is by changing the way they feel. And it's very, very interesting in regards to women in this case. But one really thing that you were mentioning as well, Felipe, I wanted to highlight is you were talking about like this anxious state, this fight or flight state people get
Yeah,
into when they're in scarcity, right? And how meditation's so important, right? Like you were highlighting, I want to also link that to this because meditation, like if anytime there's a feeling of fight or flight, it stems actually from the physical body and the ego. The ego is an extension of the physical body. It's the identity that's in the physical body, right? So it wants to stay alive. The body, the only code it has is to survive and replicate. That's all it cares about, is to stay alive and copy its genes into infinity. That's why sex is such a strong driving force because it's literally your instinct, right? And there's similar but different instinct in men and women, right? Aside, the main thing is when you meditate, if you truly practice and sit down and can sit still for 10 minutes, right? And feel a deeper meditation at 15 minutes, at 20 minutes. By 20 minutes, you're going to enter an altered state of consciousness where your brain goes from alpha brainwaves to like theta, right? There's a state that you enter and you're calm. And oftentimes people report this feeling of oneness with everything. I feel like I'm everything and nothing at the same time, which is this feeling of connectedness. Why do you feel that? Because now, in this altered state of consciousness where you're breathing, where you relax your body, you relax your mind, right? Your attention goes from the physical body. As you relax your body, you relax your mind. As your mind relaxes, you almost become the observer that's behind the mind and body. And you see, oh shit, there's an observer unit here. And that is, I mean, there's many different names it's had. I don't want to right away just call it a soul, but it is an observer. There's a consciousness there. And you realize, holy shit, I have a mind and I have a body. And when you reach that state, you feel very calm. You might feel really blissful. For me, when I first started meditating, I would start laughing because I held so much tension that I didn't need to be holding tension, in my body, and I learn to let go and I let go, I enter this altered state of consciousness. From there, the fight or flight state fades. It almost dissipates because your brain gets a greater perspective on things. You might be honed in the moment, but as you meditate, you get greater perspective, and now the solutions to your problems will even come to you. You see? I don't know if you've ever had that. You might be super, like, this is actually something I do. If I'm ever super anxious, my mind is locked into some problem. What I do is I sit down. I have various techniques on meditation to get outside my egoic state of consciousness and
right,
enter an expanded state. And from that expanded state, solutions come. Maybe I might not know exactly the next step I need to do to solve this problem, but I'll know the next place I need to go to get information on solving this. You see, all of a sudden, if it's for taxes, okay, I have a friend who's doing this and that. Let me go ask him a question. Let me go do this. Oh, I remember now. Someone I know is facing similar. Let me shoot them a message and ask. And then all of a sudden you do that, the next step becomes clear, and the next step becomes clear, and you don't have the issue anymore. But the only way you can solve that issue is if you go to an expanded state of consciousness. From that expanded state, the solution is going to come because you can't solve a problem at the level the problem's
right,
happening at. You see, you got to go on a greater level. And that's why meditation is so powerful. It's because you go beyond the mundane consciousness, and your expanded state brings solutions to you or ideas to get there. Do you agree with
right?
that? Have you experienced that too, Felipe?
Like, I felt it. Like sometimes, like you feel it, and like you actually breathe. You breathe, and you kind of feel like that fresh, deep breath, like in you, like actually, like kind of lifting out like this tense, like
Yeah.
energy within you, and just kind of let go. And like I've had it where you like breathe it down. Like you can also kind of like feel it on your eyes, and like it's like you kind of like want to cry it out sometimes. Like this tension,
Yeah.
kind of like let go. Is very very powerful, and it helps a lot. And like realize like you're okay. Like it's fun. Like return to that that lightness of heart that you truly have. You know,
Yes.
I know a lot of people like they get really like mentally like drained and like going out, right? Like they're not in abundance. They're like, oh, I want this girl to talk. Cause like I say, when you like options, you're
Hmm.
so fixated in one thing, and like maybe you also start seeing things different, like they're not. Like talk to that girl, and because you're so, you don't have options, right? You're so fixated on like making it work or like saying the right thing
I
because
love that. I
you
see
see
that.
that
Yeah.
girl is beautiful. Now you're like, oh my God, do I say this? Do I say that? Oh my God, how do I talk to her? And like for some reason, it's like you're viewing her as she's some sort of like God, some goddess. And like like what you're saying is just not good enough. As if she's like her likes or interests are more important than yours. And it's like, no, she's just another girl. Like if you're just talking to another guy, you'd be like, oh, we either click or we don't. You wouldn't really care as much. But because she's a girl, right? You're like, oh, I gotta impress. Like, no, dude, like be entitled of what you want and like of your likes and dislikes and like actually be screening people. Like naturally, you should be like screening people. Like, oh, is
Yeah.
this person a good fit for me or not? And like understand, like maybe not, maybe like they're into something else, and that's okay, right?
Hmm.
People, and you can still have fun within a surface level. Maybe it doesn't get deep, whatever. Wish them the best. But when you tap into that abundance, and I saying just focus on generally having fun, not on like is she gonna like me, expecting her to like you, and like all of these, like you generally just don't care. Like your whole goal is generally to just have fun, just to have fun.
Yeah.
So like
And
you
sharing that energy with others.
personality is
Yeah.
like dominance because you're just like you're so entitled on like your own opinion. You have like this like dominant tonality that's also
Hmm.
very positive. Has like this
Yes.
positivity to it that just feels good. So when she takes it and receives it, she's like, oh, she can literally sense that you don't want anything out of her.
Yes. Yes.
It's
That's
it's
so
this
true.
playful vibe that starts playing. You're like, oh,
It's like
right,
a
and
playful dominance almost. Yeah.
it's like really like
Yeah.
attractive to them because it's just like it's signal to them that you don't really need anything, and like your
Hmm.
body's loose and just like, oh, this guy's like not really tense because like the smallest thing girls will sense it, like the
Hmm.
smallest things, like your little this, like you do this, or like maybe you're fidgeting with your finger, or like
Yeah.
this smallest thing they will
Yeah.
notice, especially on your voice,
Yeah.
like trying to crack a joke and you're like looking at her like a certain way, or like you're
Oh,
like,
like looking for a reaction, like,
oh,
oh, did you find my
oh,
joke
that turns
funny?
them on
Was my
so
joke
hard,
funny?
so
Yeah.
hard. And like
Yeah. Yeah.
biologically, they're
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
fucking designed to like be disgusted at that. They're just like
Hmm.
natural. They're like,
Yeah, they're disgusted by weakness and by you being so needy and so dependent on their response to you, right? And I love what you said there, becoming ultra fixated and outcome dependent, right? Most guys are in scarcity. They're so fixated on getting the girl, right? I was on a client call the other day. That's a potential client, right? And the guy was like, it was like, oh, bro, but can you just help me get this one girl? That's if I can just get this one girl, bro, I'll take all your coaching programs. I'm like, bro. That is the wrong mindset to begin with, and that is exactly why you're not getting any girls. You think if you get that one girl, your problems are going to be solved. Now you're going to do coaching, motherfucker. Not only are you going to not get that girl, I promise you 99.9% chance because you're so desperate and you're so needy, right? Not only that, but you don't understand it's about who you become on this path because you become a man that not only gets that girl, but gets every girl, a man who's so attractive that all these women want to come and be around him. All these women want to come and mate with you, right? When you've become this guy, when you've become the best version of you, your marketplace value is so high that you are the prize that is desired by many. The path of game is becoming that prize that is desired by many. And as you become that guy, opportunity is going to come to you. Women are going to come to you. Money's going to come to you. So many things are going to come to you, right? Now, what if you're not there now? Okay, you're not there now. So instead of being a reaction to your past or who you are that wasn't getting girls or who you are that wasn't getting money, whatever scarcity you have, instead of being a reaction to that, you can now be a reaction to your creation, to your present time creation. You're creating your dream life in present time. You're putting your time in the gym. You're learning a new skill. You're putting that skill in the marketplace as an offer and making money from it. You're growing and like your stats are increasing. Your health stats, your wealth stats, and your relationship stats. The only way those relationship stats are going to go out up is if you go out and socialize. This week, how many people did you talk to? Right? People track their money every day. Are you tracking the amount of, if your goal is to get, into a meaningful relationship with a beautiful woman, how many beautiful women did you talk to this week?
Right.
Okay. Because it's not like most guys, again, if they're not experienced in relationships, they'll go for the first thing that lands on their lap, like you were saying, Felipe.
Yeah,
The low-hanging fruit, the first girl that's into them, and they get into a relationship. Sometimes you have to go through that relationship to learn. But the best thing you can do is not immediately invest in the first girl that's into you. Understand, date, and know people, know female nature, know yourself and how you react around girls. Know thyself, you will know the other. As you begin to know who you are, as you begin to interact with more women, your sense of entitlement is going to go up, your understanding is going to go up, your social skills is going to go up, your understanding of frame battles, as we discussed in the last call, is going
yeah,
to go up, and you're going to be able to get better responses from women because you understand how to trigger attraction, how to build comfort, how to seduce, and how to have a meaningful relationship, a sexual relationship with a woman that desires you. Most guys, they get friend zoned because they're not attractive. They don't understand how to trigger attraction in a woman.
right.
That is what we teach. That is what we talk about. Shout out to Mystery. Shout out to my teacher, Mystery, Eric Von Markovitch. Shout out to AZD, Supar Bizarre. These great men came before us and they put out the blueprint, and what we did is we took it and we built on top of it. We built on the shoulders of giants. So not only are we getting great results, but we're taking it to the next level. And that's what life is. You learn, you get better, and you pass it on to the next generation, right? And that's what we're doing here. We're passing on our knowledge, our wisdom to you guys so you guys can go use it and build a better life to evolve and to no longer be in scarcity. Okay, we can give you a more practical tips on to go into abundance. But I'm curious to know some of your thoughts, Felipe, if you have anything to share on that.
Yeah, like if I really felt like I was not in abundance, maybe I'm like, oh my God, how do I make more money? How do I, maybe start dating more girls or just finding a girlfriend? Like, honestly, this is like why they tell you sometimes like you have to become that player to like find like a true girlfriend because like in reality, like I've gone on different dates with many women. Like a lot of them, they want to date me right away, and I'm
Yeah.
like they want it so bad because they can feel it when we hang out that I just don't like. I'm not like this guy who's like already bombarding them with like, I love you, I want to date you, I want to marry. Like these girls tell me horror stories from like all the guys who are like absolutely like
So desperate. Yeah.
desperate and like and it's sad because like what I'm saying
I
like this
hate that.
right right and so that's why sometimes when you go out and you start acting a little bit needy, these girls are like like they have like automatic response to like be mean to you or like get disgusted
You
because
can
like
get playful even in that moment, be like, listen, I'm the type of guy you're gonna get with who's not gonna call you the next day. Okay? Don't expect me to call you the next day or talk to you again. We're just gonna have a one night stand. Playfully, you can say that and have fun with it.
like, can you be my girlfriend but just for tonight?
Just for tonight. Tomorrow, I'm not gonna call you. Okay? You might find out I've never I was there. Whatever. You can play around with it. Fuck around with it. What
But
does
like
that?
have fun. But like
That demonstrates non-neediness. Exactly.
right, right. Because
Exactly. Like even saying to a
not
girl,
even
like
doing it
two.
for her to like you of her reaction. You just like, I thought it was funny. Like you might think
Exactly.
it's funny, but I don't really care. I thought it was funny. I'll say it anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You're
Yep.
light and you can notice it and you just move on to it. Like maybe she didn't find it funny, whatever. You still find it funny. You move on to the next
You know
thing.
what Mystery called this? Mystery called this in many ways the throw and go neg. And a
Yep.
neg is always the result of a neg is always laughter. It's not negative, it's not insult, it's laughter, it's a playful tease. And he talks about the throw and go neg. It's like the throw and go. You say something and then you just go. Right? And the girl's like, what? She doesn't sit with it. And then she comes back. So what do you mean by that? Right? And like she comes back. Like I'll say even to girls, if she's a blonde, like I'm like, it's too bad you're blonde. I'm into brunettes. If she's a brunette, too bad you're brunette. I'm into blondes. Right? I think you're a cool person though. You know what I mean? You're just not my type. Right? Imagine a guy saying that to a girl. What guy is going to girls and say, you're not my type? Not very many, that's for sure. Okay. So when you become that guy that's not needy, right? Like even when you get on a girl, I tell guys if you're it's like, instead of a girl telling you, just so you know nothing's happening tonight, you tell the girl that. Be like, just so you know, I'm not just some piece of meat that you can use and abuse. I'm someone that you have to get to know. If maybe on the second or third night you can get to know me a little bit more intimate. It's too early, just so you know nothing's happening tonight, but it's in a playful way,
Like
right?
flipping it around is like
Exact,
what
flipping
the
it around. And
and
this is how you get the girl, you being the prize, not her.
right, right. And it's like and it gets to the point where like when you play where you're so playful and stuff, like she doesn't even if you're serious or not. She's
Yeah.
like loves like she like loves because you give her so many emotions. Like
Yeah.
Steph, like she can't even believe it. You're like this character that she's just falling in love with. You know what I'm saying? Like
And remember, big smile too. Your emotions are felt through your body language, facial expressions, everything. Anything to
it
add
makes
to that? Yeah, yeah.
it's a huge difference.
Huge, bro.
That's one tip I'll give anyone. Just like go and like start your interaction with a big smile. But like feel
Big
like
ass
I know
smile.
like they go into like
Yeah. Yeah, I know. The guys on boot camp, like first day, it's like they're
get pain
super.
on
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
you're like, bro, just smile.
Yeah.
Like it's
It's
a
not that
huge
hard.
set it out. Like I'm like, what's up? Versus like, hey, what's up? Like, cause like it also like helps you like your smile, like have that playful like tonality, like, hey, what's up? And the
Exactly.
girl it's so much different. Like just smiling, like they'll look at you for a second. Sometimes like when you smile, they'll look at you like this. But just because you're smiling, they're like they'll start smiling back at you. They don't even know why.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
It
like very,
transfers.
yeah, it's very contagious.
Mm-hmm.
But you can only do this when you're in abundance. Because, like I say, when like you're in scarcity, like you really like you're like fighting a fucking demon, bro. It's kind of crazy to be honest. Like you
It
have like
is.
these thoughts and everything that's just like clouding your mind. Your
Bro,
chin is
I've
weak.
had I've had clients that like because of their upbringing, they grew up thinking smiling is bad for whatever reason. They had strict fathers or strict background. Or I had a client where it's like, I'm not gonna name names, but like basically, his father, the way he grew up, he had such a harsh father. He was just a kid, and he was smiling and laughing. It's like, why are you smiling? You should be studying. You should be working right now. It's just a kid being a kid and laughing and
So
having
mental
fun.
abuse.
So
Yeah.
imagine as a kid, you're told that smiling is bad. Into adulthood, well into your 30s, the guy thought smiling was not good and he wouldn't smile. And that's why he didn't have great relationships. Then received coaching, taught him to smile more, taught him to have healthy facial expressions and a healthy expression of who he is and his own emotions. Sure enough, began to make genuine connections, began to come across the right way, and began to establish meaningful relationships and friendships, right? And being able to, you know, come across the right way to people because
Right.
smiling is huge and it's the difference between you being inviting and uninviting. You know what I mean? It's the difference between people wanting to talk to you versus people not wanting to talk to you, right?
Yeah. No, it definitely makes a huge difference. I'm always smiling, like, hey, what's up?
Big
That's
ass smile. And I even look for shit that I can find fun. Like, look at this dumb bitch here. You know what I mean? She thinks she's the shit. You know what I mean? I come in with my own like little smile, right? And that cocky smile is very it's attractive, okay? Cocky funny is always good.
dude,
There's a
it's
whole
so
reason.
powerful. It
Yeah.
is so powerful. And I always think about there's this friend that I had, and I do this too, but there's this one friend who like he was just like he would just act like autistic. Like he was just like really straight up just funny and shit. He's a very smart guy, but he would just like act stupid with girls and stuff like that. Like you'd be like, what the fuck, right? Like type shit, but like the girls would like insult him back or something. And I do this too, like and he just like smile. He's like, yeah, yeah.
So he's like a very goofy guy, you're saying. It was like a very goofy guy that like would laugh
Like
a
he was like
lot.
dumb. Like he was like it's like he was like, yeah, you want to shut up? Like, yeah. Like he would just smile. Like, he was just so
Good.
funny, bro. It was like hilarious.
Three
Like
things
even
from
when
what
you
you
get
just said. Playful, smile, and challenges. Yeah. Yeah, really?
good
You
stuff,
really are like that?
that smile, you
Challenge,
don't even
bro.
care. You're
Yeah, with a smile
unaffected
too.
by whatever they're
Yeah,
dude,
yeah, yeah.
that's the best when like someone's trying to like insult you or whatever, and like you just don't even seem affected. You're just like, yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
exactly. Indifferent, icy. Exactly,
It's like
dude.
you're talking to little children. You're like, yeah, cool, cool. Oh, that's adorable. That's adorable.
Yeah,
That's what I do sometimes. I'm
literally.
just like having fun. Like that's why like it's important to be on your frame too. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're in abundance, you can be on the right frame and you're not afraid of like, holding that frame. because there's
Yeah,
endless options, endless possible friends or girlfriends that you can get. Like it's just out there, right? And you become more picky, and you become the more abundant you become, the more you actually start filtering out things that you want in your life and things that you don't.
exactly.
Because most people don't act from choice; they just act by default. And
Hmm.
I've always said that myself. I want to be able to have freedom. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the guy who's like crying about like, oh yeah, I hate Lamborghinis when I can't even afford one. It's like, like maybe talk to me about it when like you can afford it, right? It's like I want to at least like like right now, like if I wanted to like live somewhere, like I want to be able to have the freedom to do so. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people operate from a point where like you can like why are you even talking? You don't even have that option available for you.
Hmm.
Think because like if you had that option, you would be acting and talking a lot differently. Like it
Exactly.
really affects your whole being in that abundance. So like just know like surround yourself with the right people and just being able to change like that vision of like, dude, there's opportunities everywhere. Like it's just learning the right information and like letting go of a lot of the stupid shit that clouded your mind and realize like, dude, it's everywhere. It's literally like opportunities are just everywhere. And you just like literally feel so happy and at ease. A lot of people use so much weed in this to like ease themselves, but like if you're just in
Yeah,
abundance, you don't even care about that stuff. You're just like you naturally just feel relaxed and good and like you just want to share and talkative and you everything you touch turns into gold and everything you say is like a golden nugget. So when you talk to that girl, you talk to that friend, you don't even care. You think, talking about, Fortnite or whatever is fun, you talk about it regardless. And of course, you're calibrated and you understand who you're talking to as well, right? Like, like you're okay with like switching the topic if that person you're talking to is not that interested in that. That's cool with you too. You can talk about carrots. You can talk about, anything, like you can,
yeah,
you know how to socialize. So you have that eye to talk about anything because you can make anything fun and playful, right? And banter.
exactly.
And talk about you, but also talk about them and make it about each other. And this
Yeah.
an environment it's just giving, giving, giving. Like just give. Like
Hmm.
literally, it's hard to really explain. Something you really have to experience, and it's very addictive. It's like honestly very addictive to just be able to like create. You become a creator. You become a
Yes.
result of
Yeah.
create, right?
Creator of experiences, creator of emotions, creator of, events and great times for people, right? This abundance state, right? This feeling of abundance and coming from a place of abundance, having plenty of things, whatever it is, women, money, opportunities, right? When you're in abundance, you're much more relaxed. And not only are you more relaxed, but your frame is stronger. We said in the game, there's one golden rule in the game. It's in the mystery method. If your frame is strong enough, you can get away with anything. And it is very true. And it became my mission to develop the strongest frame. So game is even more effortless for me, right? Like I can get away with a lot of things the average guy can't. I can say a lot of shit the average guy can't because my frame is strong. Because I'm not worried about getting the girl. I could care less. I have more than enough women in my life for me to not be desperate, right? For me to know that, hey, I'm in a very strong relationship and I have this relationship and I want this relationship to last forever. If it does not last forever, I'm okay. I will have another relationship after this, right? Because I'm always in a position of choice. And when you're in a position of choice, you're not desperate, right? When you're in a position of choice of having already getting women, your self-respect is higher too. The self-respect is so important. That's what makes your frame be strong. The fact that you're already getting women. Now, what if you don't get girls? Well, intend it until you make it. Act as if you do and act in that direction. Go out, talk to a lot of women, get a lot of numbers, invite women out, have great times, not just women, but again, great friends. Have a great time, have fun, right? As you go out spreading good energy, right? Go out giving, 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 like Felipe was saying, right? You're going to receive whatever you put out, you will receive, right? So go out, give without the expectation of return. Give because you have so much within you, so much abundance of great emotions within you that when you're going out and sharing it with the world. And trust me, you do that, the right people are going to come, they're going to stay, and the wrong people are going to go away. Great. I'm for my people. I'm not for the people that don't like me. I'm here for the people that are for me. I'm here for my supporters. I'm here for my tribe. Right. So, with all that said, value exchange is something that all the people that are meant to be in your life understand very, very well. The best friends you have naturally understand the law of exchange. If I help them, they themselves, I think I call it the law of reciprocation. Like you do something like you help someone that you care about, your friends, they're gonna want it, they're gonna return it. So the
Naturally,
value exchange is kept equal.
you
You
don't have
see?
to ask or like beg, like please, no, like they
You don't
just
need to say shit. Like me, Justin, me and you, Felipe, like we got each other's backs. Like I do something for you, you do something for me. I do something for my boy does something for me. And we
naturally.
always got each other's backs. This is not some surface layer bullshit friendship where it's like, bro, I got us last time. It's your turn to get it. It's like if anything, we're fighting. It's similar to how I
Yeah,
grew up in Persian culture, where it's like we're
yeah.
fighting to who's gonna pay the bill, if anything. I'm gonna pay the bill. No, I'm gonna pay the bill. You see, that is the friends you want to have. Successful motherfuckers that are not in scarcity, that are in abundance and are making it in life.
Right. And if you're not in that situation, because I get it right now, someone's like, well, I'm not right now because, I have a shitty job or whatever. It's like, okay, that's your situation. You're not in the abundance place where you can, fight over your friend or who's going to pay the bill. Okay, then now you need to ask yourself the right question, which is like, how can I get there? What can I like? See, now this is
Exactly.
sort of value, right? It's just naturally giving value. Okay, you want to tap into abundance, become valuable, right? And how
I
do you
love
do
that.
that? You go to the gym, right? Like you not going to the gym is the equivalent of you not wanting to be abundant, right? You know what I'm saying? Like view it like that. Like you not, like you not working on yourself, on your social skills, on the way you come across. It's you not wanting a better girlfriend. You want an ugly girlfriend, or you just don't want a girlfriend at all. You just want to jerk off for the rest of your life. It's like
Or get an
it's like
AI girlfriend. Pretty soon, there's going to be AI like random dolls everywhere. Is that what
dude,
you want? You
that's
want your
something
whole
crazy.
genetic
I
line to
could see
end?
that.
It's so sad,
No, but
bro.
like for real, it's like where's your evolutionary pressure to
Yeah.
actually want to become something valuable? Like
Yeah.
you want that girl to like you, like actually become something valuable. And of course, like this girl's gonna like you, some girls do. And I get it. It's like a paradox because it's like at some level, like you should think, like I said, you're enough and you love yourself. And because of all of that, like you want to tap into that abundance, but naturally, because you want to be in that abundance and you understand that there's abundance and so many options out there,
Hmm.
you naturally just want to be better. So you get even more options and more options. And it's just like once you start building yourself up, it's like this spiral that just goes up and up and up and up and up and up. But most people are like in a downward spiral. They're just going down and down and
Yep.
down because they're like their time is being consumed by all this nonsense and they're so scared. Like their frame is weak.
Yep.
Like let's say they start maybe like I generally journaling is really good because like allows you to tap into like this realm of
Hmm.
abundance. So like you is really powerful. Like you can tap into those emotions of like if you journal like, hey, I'm a guy who I this week I went on like so many dates, or like really tapping what it'd be like if you had
Yeah.
some if you had a lot of girlfriends, or maybe you do have a girlfriend, or you have a lot of money and you went out, like really imagine and embody those feelings. But the thing is, like maybe a lot of people embody that and like they'll feel good. And they're like, yes. But then the moment they go out socially and that's challenged, they get that frame challenge of them being this charismatic, funny guy who has options. They're like, yeah, I'm this guy. And maybe they feel it at the moment. But because it's so weak, they've never got that tested. Like the moment someone tested, they're like, boom, it crumbles. And they go, bam, right back to where they started. And they're like, oh, this sucks, whatever, right? And like they're scared to grow. You know what I'm saying? But you got to get rid of that weakness. Like, don't be afraid to have that challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
on, like, and like be strong about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, this is who I am.
You're truly who you are when you're tested. When you're tested, you know what you're actually made of. So nature tests the man to truly see, is he competent enough? Is he strong enough? And you know how that test comes across? It comes through the woman. It comes through the vessel. Mother Nature uses the man and woman as a fucking vessel for like the Homo sapien, the human race to continue. Now, it comes through the woman in the sense that she will test. It was what we call traditionally in the game, in the game pickup community, right? The dating community, this world, we call it shit tests. And the shit test is simply like a competence test. Oh yeah, are you really who you say you are? Are you really this guy? Are you really this cocky guy that gets all these girls, or are you just faking it? You don't get girls. You're absolutely right. I don't. You know what I mean? Because a
Yeah.
guy who is already getting girls, it doesn't have shit to prove. It's understanding the guy who's actually getting it, he sells the character real well versus the guy that's talking about it. Oh, I have all these girls. I'm getting all these girls. Like, bro, like a guy that's getting girls doesn't say he gets girls.
Hey, he just
His
has it.
life shows it. His life is a sign of it. The fact that he's so calm and non-needy tells you everything, right? So women, again, because at some point, guys can lie to them, guys can,
Yeah.
bullshit them or whatever. She has to truly know, is this the guy that's
Um,
gonna raise my survival in life? Genetically, unconsciously, instinctually, this is what's going on internally for them. And they might do it without even knowing why they're doing this. They might just poke their man just to poke the man, and guys can't understand what the fuck is wrong. Why did my girl just randomly test me like this? Bro, she doesn't even know she's doing it half the time. Sometimes they do, right?
Sometimes
They
they're just
want
getting
to know how you
bored,
react.
bro. Sometimes they're bored. Like girls are like that sometimes. That's
Yeah,
just
sometimes they're bored and just try to fuck with you, or sometimes they test you to see what they can get away with. Like in oftentimes when guys start dating women, there's a variety of different types of women, but like she's like, "Oh, me and my girl's gonna go have a girls' night out. We're gonna go to this club." Excuse me? You know what I mean? Where are the boundaries of your relationship? If
right.
you're in a relationship, you don't have a girls' night out. You can have a girls' night in at the place with
Right?
wine, watching TV, and hanging out. Why go in a place where all these men can hit on you? Now, here's what girls are going to say right away. Oh, you're insecure. You're jealous. You're this. You know what, actually? It would be insecure of me to not say anything out of fear of appearing insecure to you, bitch. Okay? So I'm going to speak my truth. These are my boundaries. If you want to be in a relationship with me, I expect you to not go out. I expect you to simply tell me where you're going to be. Like, I'm not someone that's controlling. I'm not someone that's, trying to control and restrict people for like my partner from doing things. Fuck no. And you're going to find women that love that. Do you know
Right.
why women love this? Because it shows you care. Okay. I had one of my students actually tell me
Totally.
recently. What's that?
I remember I used to have an ex-girlfriend. I remember
Yeah.
she like, dude, it was like Halloween, right? And this was like a long distance relationship that I have for a little while. And it was Halloween, right? And Halloween,
Hmm.
they just love dressing.
Oh yeah. They love to
Right?
dress like hoes. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
remember she showed me this one custom, and it was like bunny custom, you know what I'm saying? Like one of the sexy bunny customs.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
her ass was like fucking
Play
out.
bunny. Yeah, yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Like I looked at it. She's like, what do you think? I'm like, I think it looks great on you, but like, listen, if you're gonna go out with that, when you come back, don't expect me to give a shit about you. Like, don't expect me
Yeah,
to care the same way that I do because I find that disrespectful. But hey, if you want to go have fun with that, by all means, go have fun. I wish you the best. It was like
yeah.
just like that, no control. She was like, guess what happened? I like after that, I was like, I'll talk to you. Like, I'll just like, we ended the call. Guess what happened? She called me later. She was like spamming me. Like, because I wasn't answering because I was actually busy. I don't remember what
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
doing, but I
Yeah.
was actually busy. And I checked
Yeah.
my phone and I was like, oh shit, she's been spamming me.
Yeah.
And then I called her back, FaceTime. She's like FaceTiming me. She's like, look, I didn't go out with that custom. She had like
Nice.
something else. I was like, oh, cool.
She
I was
wanted
like,
to show you. She wanted to win your approval.
you want me to care for her. Like,
Exactly.
that's all they
And
want.
she saw that you cared for her because you gave a fuck. You said that to her, right? And I was just gonna say, I was actually talking to one of my students recently, and this guy said, "Give me 1 second. Excuse me, it's getting intense." This guy said, like, oh yeah, like, I'm in a committed relationship now with this girl, and we're going like this, and you're absolutely right because I was talking about this very thing, which is when you state your boundaries, like, hey, I don't want you dressing too revealing and going out. I don't want you going to clubs with your friends. Stating your boundaries very clearly, right, shows that you actually care about her. Okay, and she knows this. Okay, now one night he was like, "Oh yeah, me and my girls, we're gonna go like to my girl's girlfriend's place or whatever, this and that, right?" And basically saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here." One time, and the student told me, "It's like I just didn't care." I was like, "Okay, go do whatever you want to do." And then the girl calls him back later. Is like, "Why didn't you care though? Why didn't you care where I was going?" You see,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
woman it was almost like a subtle test. Is like, does he care about me? Right? Because if he does, he will want to make sure I'm okay. Right?
Right.
And I was having this conversation with my girl too, right? And she understands very well, when she's going out or when she's going somewhere new, right? She texts me, "Hey, I'm gonna be at this salon. I'm gonna be trying this new nail salon. I'm gonna be here from this time to this time, and then I'm gonna go back."
Love
Right?
that. Actually
even
do.
even beforehand tells me I'm gonna go here, and I want to know it. And the why? Okay, is it like, are you in a prison? You to report on everywhere. You know, it's
Right.
just that you're a little girl and you're in a fucking concrete jungle, right? And you're attractive and it's not safe. You might think we live in a civilized place, but when I ask for your location, I simply want to know you're okay. I simply want to know where your last location is so I can get to you in case there's an emergency. I want to make sure you're safe and I want to make sure there's good people around you. Okay? aka not random fucking men being around you,
For
right?
sure,
That
man.
have no purpose.
Yeah, like, dude, it's fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
it's for your safety. I'm asking this. I want to know this, right? Now, if a guy doesn't give a fuck about a girl, frankly, he doesn't. Go do whatever you want to do. Why are you bothering me, right? So the girls know this too. So again, stating your boundaries will be very good. Telling her what you like and what you don't like, right? When it comes to relationships, like I feel like guys need to know what they want. Bro, what do you
But how,
want?
dude, how would they know what they want? We're like, if they don't have, like, that's the thing. Like, a lot of guys, they don't even know what they want. They just
Hmm.
take whatever they can get because,
Exactly.
how are you supposed to know, like, know exactly what you want when you haven't had options?
Yeah, I mean that's exactly my point, right? It's like start experiencing relationships. Don't make it be like, "Oh, once I'm rich, I'm gonna start getting girls." No. Okay?
Wow.
Work on getting rich and going out and socializing and having people in your life so you don't let your youth slip by. And now you're 50, 60. Now you want to be one of those middle-aged men in midlife crisis. Like it's like the guy's old now. You don't have any energy to enjoy your life. Yeah, sure you have money, but like what now what? Right? Get successful, get wealthy, get abundant from a young age so you can have an abundance of experiences by the time you're an old age
Dude,
or
in the
older
at the
age.
present moment and taking action, like the fact that
Yeah.
you are, taking action, like generally taking action towards, like,
Yeah.
building that business. You're every day you're going to the gym, you're on the right
Exactly.
you're putting in the work to maybe build that business, you're building the plans every day, you're actually doing something. Like, you should feel abundance out of that because through doing those actions, it's a proven system of whatever you're doing, you're gonna get that result. So you should already kind of, like, in a way, be able to align to that person who already has that money that you're trying to accomplish through that action of building. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
you should be so into your craft of what you're doing that you're already in abundance. Like,
Hmm.
action itself is actually what you're craving. That's how you get into abundance. Kind of like a little portal into, like, a world of options, right? Like, you
Yes.
working on yourself, becoming someone valuable. That alone is you tapping into that abundance because you're already basically there if you just keep taking the right action. You know what I'm saying? It gets really
Absolutely.
deep, you know what I'm saying? And something beautiful about being in abundance is that you also understand girls a lot more. Because, like, let's be
Mm,
honest, girls are just full in, like, abundance. And a lot of guys get desperate, like,
they
when is
are.
he back? And this is like, well, for one, there's other dudes trying to talk to her. And let's be honest, like, are you really on your path? Like, why should she drop all her other options to talk to you? What are you offering? Right?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you want that girl who's very valuable. Well, what value are you even bringing? And that's why you take the path to every single day to work on yourself. So that when you do talk to that girl who maybe have other options, you know what you bring. You feel confident because you're in abundance. You're like, bro, I can, like, I have so many other options. Like, I know who I am. You're confident. You have that frame.
Absolutely.
So that girl's gonna feel it and know it. And so I'm like, oh wow, this guy's not desperate for me. He has his own
Exactly.
life, right? And maybe with social media, this is something you can do. Really, really recommended. Will make you stand out huge. Literally, this has literally worked out for my friends. I've literally given them this one tip, and just from this, they've gotten girls. Uh, I'll tell them, I was like, bro, literally with your social media, just post like fun things that you're doing. Post that you're reading a
What's your
new book,
lifestyle?
your lifestyle on your social media, on your Instagram, or like your story, like, right, just doing that alone, showing that you actually have a life and friends,
Mhm.
and like, you're doing fun things. You add a girl on social media, dude, she's more likely to respond to your text because she can actually see you're not these like all these other creepy guys who are begging her for a date. No, you have your own
Yeah.
life. And now she's like, wow, wait, I kind of actually want to be part of his life. Wait, he's into that thing too, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
like they just want to join now because they see you actually have a life, and you're like, I need a life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like
And your
this
life is exciting and it's fun. And if she gets to join your life, her life will be exciting and fun
abundance.
too. And that's when it becomes like, bro, like you get a real abundance when your life screams like fun, excitement,
Dude,
all the good emotions, right?
never more, dude.
And like listen, and like when you're Instagram and when you're social media in general, right? When you have an online brand, you have personal brand of yourself, right? And all the activities you do, again, that stands out in her mind. Like what kind of things are you into? Are you into skydiving? Are you into martial arts? Are you into running? Are you into yoga? Are you into meditation? Are you into swimming? Are you into nature walks and hiking? Right? As you put these different things out, girls, especially in your stories or even your posts, they will get into your DMs mentioning either one of your stories that you posted or one of your fucking posts that you had on your Instagram.
So cool with girls, because there's all
They
sorts of girls. Like there's girls who love horse girls, there's
yeah.
hikers who love nature stuff. So if you're posting this stuff, they're just naturally gonna see
It's
like,
like a landing page, bro, in business. It's a landing page, bro. Okay? All this
dude,
shit is a landing page, and
what
they
are they doing?
actually land and they start a conversation with you through that. So create multiple landing pages,
Right?
aka posts and stories and stuff throughout your social media that showcases who you are and your fun
Yeah, like
life.
have those lead magnets for them to be like
Yeah.
draw, for them to be like, oh wow, I actually want to buy into this
Yeah.
guy.
Like your highlights and your stories, right? It's like highlights of like travel. Oh shit, Felipe goes to this country, this country, this country, this city. He was in Toronto the other year. He's in Miami now, right? It's
Yeah.
like, holy fuck, this guy's exciting, right? And then they start a conversation. Well, what's been your favorite place that you've traveled out of all these places you've been traveling to? Right? They'll start conversations with you. I'd probably say this and that. What about you? Do you travel? Boom. Conversation started, bro. She started the conversation of anything because you're a fun motherfucker, right? Your lifestyle is exciting. You've made yourself be someone who's exciting, right? And the landing page, the personal brand applies on your personal social media pages. If you have a personal account, that's for romantic relationships or whatever value exchange you create out there with the world. Now your LinkedIn, if you're in the corporate B2B world, becomes your landing page of your skill set, who you are, what you're capable of. And if you're in sales like me, in B2B sales, right? When you're posting content every day on LinkedIn, those are impressions that you land on your prospects. And when you do this consistently enough, right, they got to see your message. Nowadays, it's like around 20 to 30 times. And once they see your message enough times, they're going to be inclined to take a positive step forward, to book an appointment, to go through a demo, to eventually see a trial, to buy, right? But if they don't know who you are, how are they supposed to fucking, be interested in your product or your service or who you are as a man, right? So put yourself out there, put content, have a strong, if you're in the B2B corporate world, have a strong LinkedIn, aka landing page for the world to know who you are, to know your product, to know your skill set so you have a high paying job, or on your personal life, showcase the amazing life you live and let women come to you
Just
if you're
yeah,
single.
really just showcase like it's like literally you. It's kind of like you're living, even if your life is not this like. 'Cause I know a lot of people are comparing their lives to maybe like all these influencers, and you're like, well, I'm not an influencer, right? It's like no, you have a personal brand, and in a way you are an influencer. You maybe you're not influencing thousands of people, but you are maybe influencing those hundreds
I
of
love that.
those girls who might be coming, who you want in your life.
And
You know,
in your local community, even, let's just say, fucking
right?
the couple followers you have,
Right?
but
Like
they're in your city, they're in your place, they're in your town.
right. And it's very important. You know what I'm saying? Like those are people you're influencing. They're gonna see you. And like your social media is a way that you can
Exactly.
showcase that. And like maybe your life isn't like the craziest, but like it could literally just be you're someone who loves fishing. You love fishing, and
Yeah,
on the weekends you go out to your friends. You go out with your friends for like maybe you do like a pasta night and you do other things and you post these things on your social media, and there's gonna be that one girl who loves fishing too, and so like, oh my god, this and like you just make it seem so awesome and fun. It's like it's
mhm,
generally you just sharing and like aligning yourself to that creation that you're just giving just to give because your life is so awesome. You just want to share it with people, and they're gonna see that and they're gonna be attracted to that. You attract the people that you want, right? Like also you gotta understand like what kind of persons you want to attract to, right? Like
100%.
like you
You
want to
attract what you are. Put yourself out there,
put yourself out
express
there.
yourself correctly, and you're gonna
Like
attract the right people.
dude, like they're out there. Like everything's out there. Like it's just absolutely crazy. You have to just put in the actions and like focus on the. I would definitely focus more on like the action itself more than like the end outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna teach you to tap into abundance because you're so in abundance. It's like you already had it. You already had it so many times that you don't care about how it ends because you already had it. So you generally care more about the
Exactly.
ride, right? You care more about
Exactly.
like for me, like I've had like when you sleep with like enough girls,
Yep.
like you honestly like him more like the things before sex, like the playing around and teasing and like all that like you like it becomes
Yeah.
more fun than like having sex sometimes because like
100%.
like don't get me having sex is great but like
It's like the finale, bro. But like it's the journey that matters. It's the,
right the
it's
only
the
reason like
experiences
it's
on the
so fun
way.
to maybe like have sex with that one girl's only because they banter between you guys that whole night or like the team
Exactly.
with each other
Any
that
nobody likes anything that's easy. You know what I mean?
right
It's like if it goes too easy, you lose respect. If it,
right
it's like If a guy also is too easy in the sense of him being into the girl right away, right, which is the case for so many guys that are desperate, that don't have options, right? As soon as a hot girl gives him attention, the girl knows. And I've been in circles with hot women, and they literally say, girl, as they're talking amongst each other, he was so easy. I could have had him if I wanted to. I could have really had him if I said a couple more words, right?
Yeah.
He was so easy.
And it's
Respect they have
like,
for men drops,
yes.
right? Because they're going to respect, right, the guy that's highly prized. Do you see? And it's all seen in your character. So if you're easy and you immediately show interest in the girl after she shows a little bit of interest in you, it shows that you're low value, bro. The
Oh,
first girl that's going to show you interest, you're going to be all over her? No,
dude,
right?
like
You
and when you're in abundance,
scarce.
you naturally have that like that cockiness because like
Yes.
why I realized like when you're in
Yes.
abundance, it's like you really don't care about the outcome, and like because you want like the journey to be more fun, you generally just like you love the challenge. Like you generally are like challenge me. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. I love a good challenge. Yeah,
like you
exactly.
already know at the end you're gonna win. You have like
Yes.
this natural cockiness. You're like, yeah, at the end I'm gonna win.
Yes.
At the end I'm gonna get my dick sucked. At the end of the day I'm gonna make that business deal. Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't even care. Like challenge me. Like that's
Yes.
it. Like you generally become so like loving about that challenge. You're like, what's the challenge gonna be? And like you have that cockiness, even if the girl's like challenging and acting like she doesn't like you have like this cockiness, like, oh yeah, no, you're just so like you're just like this vibe, like that. You're just
Exactly. Or you're even reframing or misinterpreting what she says in your own benefit as if
right,
she's
right,
into you, and it
right.
becomes super funny. You know what I
Like
mean?
like it is so strong that you believe in it that the girl
Exactly.
just like ends up getting attracted to it. She's like,
And let
what?
me tell you something. You keep
Even
imposing that
know.
frame. You keep imposing the frame that she's into you. Keep misinterpreting it. Like whatever she says, it's like, oh, nice necklace. I was like, you don't like my necklace. You're attracted to me, right? Blah blah blah. And I keep saying different things that reimposes that. It just takes one agreement, and she believes it, and she falls into the frame, and she falls into it deeper and deeper, right? And
And remember this, I like this quote. I
yep,
don't know where I heard this from, but it was like
yep.
reality is negotiable.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I was like,
Tell me more.
God. I mean, just think about it. Like you like with the frames, like how we talk about the bottles and whatnot.
Hmm.
It's like whoever's frame is stronger, that's reality. So
Yeah.
it's like is her frame of like what she likes in her world stronger than yours? Because that's not what she wants. She wants to be drawn to your world. So if your frame you negotiate like and it's like your reality should be so strong, it's not even negotiable. You're just like
Yeah.
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
this is just what is.
Yep.
And it's like borderline delusional,
Yep.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
borderline delusional, but you're like, it's so strong, it becomes reality to her
Yes.
and to whoever you're around.
I know
You know,
exactly what you mean.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, nah, I'm a,
100%.
it's like you believe it so much, people start thinking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep. And
It's kind of like,
it goes to so many things, bro. It goes to visualization, it goes to subconscious beliefs, it goes to so many things. But visualization, every multimillionaire, every highly successful entrepreneur that you know, they had visualization. They saw themselves being there before they got there. They saw the private jet, felt it before they actually got it, imagined it, felt it internally as if it's real, right? And they believed in it, they had faith in it, and anything you want bad enough, you get. Okay? And there's three different points I want to quickly mention because there's so many good things that you mentioned. Felipe. One, I want to talk about the idea of thought forms. Um, Thought forms being an idea that you have in your mind. And shout out to Frank White or Leah Sopax, another one of my teachers that I learned a lot from. And this idea of a thought form is so powerful because if you view your goals as thought forms, you create a thought form, right? That thought form or this water bottle or this pen, right, was once an idea in someone's head, and then that idea got fed with energy, and once it had enough energy, it went from the world of ideas to physical reality. This chair right here, it was once an idea. Somebody thought about it, worked on the
yeah,
idea, thought about how it's going to come together, wrote it down. The very idea of thinking of that thing, acting on it, working on actually making it real, you're energizing it. And once something is energized enough, it becomes physical reality. Every single thing you have now, for example, a wallet. I was just, got a new wallet or whatever. I was moving through the world. I was like, hey, you know what? Like, I'm gonna get this kind of wallet. I'm gonna make one that's gonna look like this. It's gonna have these features. And in my mind, I'm just thinking of the thought form of that thing. And soon enough, I keep thinking about it, thinking, I'm at the mall all of a sudden, and then boom, okay, that's the perfect one. That's exactly what I wanted. Boom, now it's physical reality in my hands, right? Now, this applies at varying degrees to any goal. Starting a powerful business,
Right.
it's an idea that you have, right? And this idea is fed with energy over and over again. And the way it gets fed with energy is with your attention. Wherever attention goes, energy flows. So the more attention you feed into your idea or into your goal, the more real it becomes. And it's only a matter of time before it manifests to physical reality. And I truly believe the way you energize your goals or any thought form is through thoughts, words, and actions, right? The action. So, for example, the thought form is you having six pack abs. Let's just say that's a goal that you have. It's very important to you. Okay, great. How do you energize the thought form of your six pack abs so that it becomes real, right? Every day you start tracking what you're eating, your macros. You start to track how much weight you're lifting. You start tracking your workouts, right? And every time you track something, every day you're reminding yourself of the six pack abs. How am I going to do? How am I going to get it? Right? And you start taking actions. Every workout, you're energizing it. Every time you put food in your body, you're energizing it, right? And then soon enough, because it's so real in your head, right? And you keep thinking about it, it becomes real. Right? For me, it was creating a powerful, charismatic character that attracts women easily and effortlessly. And no matter where I am, simply by talking to girls, I can get them attracted to me. And I got there, but it was something that I worked on for over a decade, over and over. So many relationships, so many different interactions, thousands of approaches, thousands of interactions with women. And then eventually it's now much more effortless. It's effortless effort. Like anything can be like that for people. So this idea of the thought form is so powerful. Energize your thought form. And the greater the goal, the more energy it requires. Yeah, your goal is to make $1 million in a day or $100 million you want to have in your bank account. Okay, that's going to take more than manifesting $1,000. Okay,
Right.
manifesting $1,000 can be quick. Manifesting $100 million is possible, but what kind of business are you going to have? How are you going to scale it? What's your plan? How are you going to do marketing? All those things as you energizing that goal,
Yeah,
right?
but
Does that
I,
make sense?
no, no, no. I love that you bring that up because like that's exactly how that works. And it's like when you're able to start visualizing that and doing that work every single day, like you said, like
Exactly.
you see and you feel it, it causes you to move and you actually start seeing
Yes.
the path of a, oh wow, it's actually possible. Right. And when you see that it's possible, you tap into abundance and all of a sudden, wait, but that path is possible too. And that path is possible too. And like you start seeing all these things that you didn't see before right in front of you. You start seeing different like options of things that you're like, whoa, wait,
Yeah.
life is awesome. Like, you're like, it's like life is awesome. It's like heaven has come to earth. Like you can have whatever you want. And like there's so many options, so many, beautiful girls, so many different business partners you can have, so many business ideas that you can create, and you become so creative. And everything you say is a golden nugget. And you become really funny and charismatic naturally because you're just like, like whenever you talk to girls, you're just having so much fun and it's like you come up with like these creative ways of saying one thing, like you can say one thing different ways, but you say it in such a way that people are just like magnetized by it because they've never heard it before because you're tapping into that creative mindset and it's just like they're like, whoa, this is just like so fresh, so new. They love it, they're addicted to it. And then people like get addicted to you because they feel that abundance out of you and they just like want to have it. What I'm saying? So bad too, because a lot of people are not in it. So when you can become that, you become that the light in their life that they're just like, holy shit, like wow, and they love it, and you make change and you inspire other people, and you're just like someone that people just want to be around, and it's awesome. And you make better friends and better relationships, and everything just starts spiraling up and up and up and
Yeah.
up and up and up, and eventually you just literally just give to give, and you're just living life like literally like you're in heaven. To be honest, like I personally, that's just a
Exactly.
personal belief. I generally think
I love
you can
that.
like heaven to to earth, like
Yeah.
generally,
That's the
like
path. That's what's great. Because frankly, this is hell. Okay. Frankly, planet Earth is hell. It's on to us to create heaven on Earth now. Okay.
yeah.
It's being on Earth. There's so much bullshit here. There's so much trauma here. There's so much criminals here, so much fucked up shit that happens on Earth, actually, right? And when you know it's not a friendly place, you begin to A, become strong, and B, become strong for your family so that you can create heaven for your family and you can create a great life for your family. It's what we create, right? I believe heaven's a state of mind, heaven and hell are a state of mind. You can
Yes.
create it, and then as within, so without. You feel heaven on the inside and you create it on the outside, right? And everything you said about abundance there, Felipe, is so key, so powerful. And you know, it's what we're tuned into. So every day, if you're tuning yourself into your goals, or you're not, Are you kind of half-assed, wishy-washy, wanting something to happen, or are you every day waking up with exhilaration, with gratitude, with a thrill to live life? To there was there was a statement I wanted to say, like going f going after life with vigor and tenacity and this creative flow. You're excited. What am I going to accomplish today? How is life going to be today? Or do you wake up hating your life with
Right.
all this cortisol? You have no morning routine. You get up, 15 minutes left to get to work. Oh shit, rushing, and it's just your whole life is this like anxious state. You're not in control. You're not at
Plugged into
cause.
a lifeline of dopamine, bro. That's most people's life. They're just
What's
like
that?
most people's life. They're like plugged into like a lifeline of like
Yeah.
dopamine because like they don't have that path, and so I
Hmm.
think they start worshiping like this like dopamine god of like just wanting to feel good and then
Yeah. Or
now
they're relied on external substances to keep getting that dopamine hit.
like
Here's
to
my
get
coffee. Here's my coffee. Here's my cigarette. Here's my joint. Here's some more. And, nicotine itself again is not bad, but a cigarette is, a vape is, right? Like nicotine, again, there's different perspectives of it. Some people like to use the nicotine for like a quick little boost or whatever. But just are you destroying your body? Are you just looking for the next quick fix, the next chocolate bar, the next sugar rush, right? Even some people, bro, they get that dopamine rush through jerking off. Some guys get stressed. Oh, I need to go jerk off, right? Like motherfuckers do that. Like they get stressed out and they go bust, right? And it's so sad. It's so sad because again, it's a huge dopamine release, right? Like sex, orgasm, all this huge dopamine release. So people are just going from one dopamine release to another dopamine release, right? And that's keeping them up. Now, there's a healthier way where you can naturally increase dopamine in your system and naturally get dopamine from accomplishment the way it's meant to be versus from an external substance you're putting into your body so you can artificially get dopamine, right? So, when you think about that, the best happiness I felt was the happiness I felt from the path of my becoming, the path of getting to my goals. Once I got to my goal, it's great. It's like there's like a little celebration, but like pretty soon, like you really want that car, you're gonna get used to it. Really want that new laptop, you're gonna get used to it. You really want that new iPhone, bro, you're gonna get used to it. It's not a big deal, right?
like the journey is like really loving like doing
The
the
journey
act.
is everything.
That's why I think like having that routine and doing the same things every day, like learning to love the just doing the thing, not getting the thing, but doing the thing that gets you the thing. Because you're just like,
Exactly.
I don't really care about that. I care about like the actual doing and you love it. You know what I'm saying? That's
Exactly.
good. Like something that I like that you brought up is like, getting dopamine from accomplishments, which I think
Yes.
nowadays, like I love video games, but I think this is why a lot of like, people like love video games. Like they just want to get that false
They've
sense of
mastered these video game companies, bro. They master the dopamine mechanism. They know it real well.
people
Yeah.
like I generally think that people who actually like I think if you're gonna play video games like for like it's gonna consume your life, you should at least try to make something out of it. Like come become a content creator or go
Yeah.
play at a tournament and make some money and accomplish something actually great.
Hmm.
But like if you're gonna do that, like actually literally like work on like the game like how like you're aiming or like different things. A lot of people like all they do is play the game like oh no like the moment that like this game sucks and like they just all you
Consumer versus producer.
right. All this crying and complaining about the video game and how they hate it, but they keep hopping back on the game and shit. And I'm like, if you actually wanted to get good at the game and actually want to make something out of it, you would ask the question, you would ask different questions. You would ask, oh, wow, how can I get better? Oh, how can I do that? How can I improve my aim? Oh, yeah, that guy was just better than me. How can I get better? And how can I use this time that I'm spending on this video game to like, maybe, improve my life? And if it's
Exactly.
not, maybe if you're not making a career out of her or like something, okay, then it's okay to play video games. But how much is that really consuming your life, dude? Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I'm okay if like maybe you do have a job and the job is fulfilling and you're loving it and you're crushing it and on the weekends or maybe on your free like for an hour or two you're playing video games. Okay, cool. I understand that. But nowadays, like you see, like there's just hours of video gaming, and it's like, where's that taking you? And like it's robbing you from your time that you could be using it at the gym, that you
Yeah.
could be using at learn how to read up marketing books so you can do
Why not
business.
level up your real life character instead of your little fucking virtual avatar character in the game? You're this big fucking like, monster level 99 fucking attack in the video game, but like in real life, you're a little bitch that can barely fight. How about instead of building the warrior in the video game, you build the warrior you are in real life? How about you go learn how to fight? How about you build a strong body? How about you actually have really cool people around you? You build your tribe, you build your network,
Okay,
right?
that'd be so fun. You don't even want to play video games because like you
Literally. You don't even
I,
want to watch movies because your life is a movie. Your life is so exciting.
that's what
That's the point you want to be at.
I
Yeah.
I actually have a friend, and if he watches this, I hope he does, honestly. I have a friend, and he's like, he loves video games, but he just kind of lost. And honestly, like he and maybe this is you listening, like you can relate to this. And this is not me like trying to hate on you, like I'm better. Like some people take it to extreme, like, oh, you're saying you're better. Like, no, I'm just telling you this so you're become aware because I
Yeah.
want to help you, right? And understand
Right.
that I know where you are. But he like he's like we play video like I've played with him like some for fun. But when I play with him and I play with like his girlfriend, whether like for fun, we just want to have fun. He sometimes takes the game so serious. And like we're playing pubs like Fortnite, and he gets so mad. Like he gets like genuinely like disgustingly mad. And we're like, dude, I just want to have fun. Like I'll sometimes we'll do like stupid moves in the game that I know they're stupid, but I'm just trying to have fun and act like an idiot while playing video games. Because to me, the win is not winning the battle in pubs like Fortnite. Like what is that accomplishment? Like great. Like
Exactly.
I'm still gonna try to win, but to me, the win in playing spending an hour or two playing with him is okay, how much did I laugh in that moment? How many laughs did I have? How many moments that we had there that we were like, oh my God, that was hilarious. That's the win for me. That's why I'm playing the video game. Like, but then I tell him that and he's like, no, you don't understand. I play comp. I used to play competitive. I'm competitive at Fortnite. I'm like, really? Wow. I'm sure that's what really matters in
How
life.
much
How
money
many
have you made so far with it?
like
Answer me that. $100? You want a little mini tournament? Motherfucker, you could have gone to McDonald's, worked for 8 hours, and made $100. Okay,
like
like that's nothing. Like I'm just talking shit, obviously,
right, no,
because
no,
I used to be competitive too, bro. When I was 14 and 15, playing Call of Duty, Black
right.
Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2. I was getting nukes and mobs, bro, Moabs at that time. Okay, and then I grew up once I got 17, and I was like, wow, there's pussy in the world, and there's
Deep
accomplishments in
waters
the
to
world.
swim, beautiful countries to travel,
There's
amazing.
literally the game of life that I can master. I can master
Yeah, how
all
about
these
you get
countries.
competitive in life?
Yeah, exactly. How about you be competitive in mastering your life and your lifestyle, right?
That's
How
what
about
I'm
you
saying.
be competitive in your finances and your health, right?
I mean, like I said, like I don't hate games. Like if you're really gonna take serious being competitive in game, okay, then go be a big tournament.
Yeah. And usually those guys that do make it are guys that are producers, not consumers. They're producers of a really good fucking whatever play they did, and it's like it looks incredible because they've mastered the game so well. It brings entertainment value, and if they're smart, they just run a capture card, record their gameplay, and upload it because they're so good. Now that's the act of creation of getting content, uploading it, and other people can learn from your footage and get better,
People don't
right?
want to do it. Just want to
They
feel
don't want to
good.
be a creator though, but
So, dude, they're so disengaged with the present moment and the fact of feeling good of the doing. Like, for example, I always hate it. Like,
exactly.
you always see it. Like, there's always that one dude. It's like they'll have their username. They'll have TTTV, my Twitch, slash Twitch, and like you watch them. Like they don't. No, no. But dude, I hate it. And I've had friends who do this. They're like, all they do is like they create a Twitch account and like just they go live and stream. But here they don't want to learn marketing and sales. They don't want to learn how to make content. They don't want to like create content at all. They don't even create content. They just like it's just people are just gonna magically float. I'm like, why are you spending hours streaming? Like, where's this going? You know,
Literally, bro.
like where is this going? Like, what are you doing with this? Is this
Yeah,
like this false accomplishment, like of you wanting to like be in abundance, like this fake thing, like you're like watching from like behind like a tank or something. Like you're like, wow, abundance, and like you want to fake it that you have it, like you wish you were there, but you're not, and you like you don't feel like you can do it, but like like you have that greatness, and that's why you created that Twitch.
hmm
You want it, and it's good, and I'm so happy. Where's the work? Where's the actual art of getting there? Of like we talk
yep.
about, you know what I'm saying? Of being that person, like creating the content, put in the work every single day. Like create that content, like do it. Don't just be like Twitch that TV.
I
And
really think it's a matter of like, what is your goal, aka the thought form you want to create, and how much work are you willing to put into it? Because if your goal is to be a high level Twitch streamer, do you know what is required to get there?
right,
Or is your goal to dabble? If your goal is to dabble, good luck getting anything. Okay. Just, or maybe you're doing it because you're having fun, and the fun is so much that you can't wait to share it with the world. And you're coming from this place of wanting to create and share. That's a way better place because you're in the act of creation. You're regularly creating
That's
content,
like
putting it out, right? That's
that.
you energizing that goal. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's literally a golden nugget right there. Like, like a lot of people, like there's streamers out there who like, for example, like one that I like watching sometimes, like his name is Keizo. Really funny. He's actually really funny, but like he's not, I don't think he's really good at video games, but he's generally just a fun guy who's just sharing good vibes,
Brings
good
entertainment value. Yeah,
love it because
yeah,
after long hours of work, they just tune in and it's just like a fresh breath. Like it's just fresh. It's just like it's just fun
exactly.
watching. You can be like that, not only just behind a screen, for Twitch, but you can do that in real life with your friends, with that significant other. When you go to a bar, have fun, create that real social life that you want. You can
Facts.
do when you go meet that business partner so you can make more money, right? So this is things that you can do, offer value, become someone valuable instead of just staking and wanting to feel good and not wanting to put in the work.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing you said, Felipe, that I really loved was being an influencer and doing influencing. You don't need thousands of followers to be an influencer. You can be an influencer in your local community with your 300, 400, 500 followers, right?
Yep.
You are an influencer in their lives. You are influencing them, especially if you're more active than they are on social media, especially if you have a positive message, if you have a service to offer to the world. You put yourself out there enough times, you become an influencer. You start influencing people through your message, through your lifestyle. You can inspire people or put people off. I like to inspire people to expand, to become greater, right? So I'm going to put that kind of content out, content to educate, inform, and entertain. Okay. That's what an artist does. They educate, inform, entertain, and they bring value to the world through the things they put out. So ask yourself, what are you creating? Right? So remember, you can be an influencer too in your own life. We're all influencers, and the people we influence are the people in our lives. If you want to get mass influence, then understand marketing and understand, what your niche is and what you're all about. The best thing is, it's like when work becomes play. You're having so much fun doing what you love, and you have so much to share with the world, so much to serve the world with, or so much to bring into the world, right? So with that said, the only constant in the universe is change, right? So you're either changing for the better, like you said, or for the worse. What do you want the case to be for you, right? So that wraps up our conversation, our podcast episode for today, guys. True abundance, having options in life. There's a lot we went over today, Felipe. I think
Yeah.
this is one of the longer episodes.
Yeah.
Um,
Because
I'm gonna let you, yeah, go ahead, brother.
we
Wrap up
just
with your final thoughts.
I think, just wrap this up is like, tap into the abundance now, like today, like right now,
All
like,
around you.
especially if you're watching this late at night, like, I'm sure you're feeling like very like, start journal, like pick a couple actions that you're gonna do and practice who you want to be every single day with the actions of what you want
Hmm.
to and start falling in love with the doing of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a
Here's a
practice.
very, I don't mean to interrupt you. A very practical thing any person can do is every morning, part of your morning routine, write down in a journal what you want as if you already have it. I am a top producing salesperson in my company, for example. I am the highest level fill in the blank at XYZ. I am living an abundant and free life. I have powerful relationships in my life. I am making 20K a month consistently, easily, and effortlessly. I am whatever, whatever, whatever goals you have. You write this in the act of writing it in present tense. You're creating the image in your mind. Now imagine every day, I have a fit, lean, dangerous fighter physique. And to me, when I say those words, it brings an image in my mind. You have a language for your mind. Use words, put the image on a piece of paper, aka every day journal who you are and want to be. As you do it, just write it down, maybe like write this down 5 times, write this down 5 times, write this down 5 times, right? Or keep writing it on a piece of paper. I like to just fill out a whole page with my affirmations. I write it out in present tense as if I have it, as if I'm there. And what I'm doing is I'm simulating it. It's almost like a deja vu. I'm seeing it in present tense, and in my mind, it becomes real, right? Having $100 million net worth is not something so crazy unachievable. It's going to require a lot of work, Maybe in 10 years, it's not possible. Maybe in 5 years, it's not, but in 15, 20 years, it's possible, right? Depending on how I go about doing it. Or maybe in 2 years, it's possible. 3 or 4 or 5 years, who the fuck knows, right? But I'm going to put in all the work to make it possible for myself. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to go in that direction. I'm going to create the business. I'm going to understand how other people achieved this goal. Okay. That's just an example I'm throwing out. Whatever your goal is, right? I'm going to do all the right actions to get there, and I'm going to find all the right information I need to get there. And me simply doing these things is me energizing that goal, that outcome. The more you energize the thought form, your goal, the more it's going to manifest, the sooner it's going to manifest. The bigger the goal, the more energy. Wherever attention goes, energy flows. Start energizing your goals, guys. Okay, you're going to be in abundance.
Every single day, energize who you are. I love it. I love you. Couldn't say it better.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. All right, guys. With all that said, this concludes episode 6 of the Evolutionary Instinct Podcast. We will see you guys all next week. Until next time, peace.
Peace.
See you guys.